I want to focus in on something quite particular, if I may. That there is a congressman who represents the area in Nashville. This is the bit I don't get right. So someone tweeted a juxtaposition of photographs. I've checked the provenance, and it's all true. There's a photograph of a child crying on a school bus after the shooting, right? The suggestion certainly seems to be the child is being driven away from the school where the shooting took place. It's a heartbreaking picture, right? Any sign, any photograph of a crying child is upsetting, but context can render it absolutely hideous. And 6 people, including 3 children, were killed yesterday after a shooter opened fire at a private school in Nashville. Now, the congressman who represents that child's district put out a Christmas card last Christmas, posted it publicly, as many politicians do, in which he, his wife, and his 2 teenage children are all carrying what I would call army guns, or what's the difference between automatic and semi-automatic weapon? But they look like semi-automatic weapons, the kind that we would call machine guns, right? If you don't know much about guns. That's his Christmas card. So that just hit me as a pictorial representation of my personal confusion, but probably yours as well. It's incredible, really, that it's the boastfulness. I mean, I'll describe it to you. I've retweeted it. It's about the 3rd or 4th tweet down on my account this morning. I mean, I don't need to describe what a child crying on a bus looks like with her hand on a school bus with her hand pressed up against the window. But you've got this character here. His name is Andy Ogles, if you're interested. And he's standing in the hallway of his home, carrying a gun with what appears to have telescopic sights and some sort of silencer attached to it, what I would call a machine gun. In front of him, his youngest child is holding up a little Santa-themed sign saying Merry Christmas. His older son is standing next to him wearing what is so bizarre about this story is that if you took the guns away, it would be the most normal thing in the world. They're smiling, they look nice, they look normal. The kid with the card has got a little Santa hat on, but they're carrying machine guns, and that's his Christmas card. That's the Christmas card that he sends out as part of his role as a politician responsible for the district that includes the school where 6 people got shot yesterday. A 28-year-old female who killed 3 adults and 3 children before being shot dead by the police. They believe the female suspect was a former pupil. So what I want you to try to do, as somebody who has, they're called assault rifles, aren't they? What I want you to try to do is explain that to me. Explain the Christmas card in the context of the school shootings. Not what is the relationship with guns, but this peculiarity of it. I don't know what the word is there. The performative. It's a fetishization almost. It's a Christmas card. Christmas, when you commemorate, depending on how religious you are, you're kind of supposed to remember the birth of Jesus. So you're posing for your Christmas card as a politician with assault rifles, with what I will continue to call machine guns, I think, until somebody corrects me, if indeed I need correcting. So more children now die in schools, Rob tells me, than police officers do on the front line. So we've done this before. Inevitably, the photographs of children holding hands as they're led to safety, the families comforting each other, comforting their daughter, the sheer terror, the nightmare of wondering what it's like to wait until finding out whether your family have been affected, and then you stumble across this on Twitter on this occasion. But I've checked the provenance. It's definitely accurate. It's definitely correct. And so what I want you to try to do is explain the Christmas card to me. 0345 6060 973 is the number you need. I understand up to a point, the relationship between the founding fathers of America and the right to raise a militia and the fear of government. I leave that aside for the moment, because this fellow is actually a politician. He's a member of the government. But to have automatic weapons, to have assault rifles in your Christmas card, I want you to explain that to me, that thought process or that phenomenon. What is it? What is going on? The absolute unquestioning nature. Let's all get photographed, including your children holding machine guns. You know, when you look at something and you sort of think that you might belong to a slightly different species of the people that you're looking at, but it normally involves really high passion. You know, if you see someone absolutely having a balloon, someone going truly tonto, sometimes you might catch a glimpse of it at the football, and even if you love football, you'll see someone in the crowd who is, out of control with rage, and you just sort of think, good grief, that doesn't look very healthy. But it's the calmness in this photograph. Just think back now to the last time you had a family picture taken, the last time you all stood in front of a camera. Wherever it was. It might have been mum's birthday, it might have been back at Christmas, might have been on holiday. You can probably see, if you listen, depending on where you're listening, if you're at work, if you're in an office job, you might have a picture on your desk. If you're at home, there's probably a picture somewhere. Just all 4 of you, all 5 of you, however many there are, there's a photograph. You're all posing for it. You remember that slight feeling of discomfort? Oh, yeah, okay. Get on with it. Come on. Is it on timer? I bet you've done it wrong, Dad. Oh, and then you all smile and now think that your mum said, oh, let's all go and get our machine guns. And she's got a purple one. Like, it's feminized. Has a colour scheme, like an accessory to go with her shoes. What is it? What does the Christmas card tell me? That's what I want to know. 0345 6060 973 is the number that you need. What is the Christmas card supposed to tell the people who receive it? Not the guns, not the history of America, not the founding fathers. This Christmas card from this congressman in this district where 6 people have just been shot in a school by a former pupil, what is it supposed to tell me? Or you or anyone that receives it? Goodness knows we spend enough time on this programme castigating our own politicians for a multiplicity of sins. But I cannot even imagine, I don't think it would be fair even to suggest the most Fruit Loopish UK politician and suggest to you that you imagine them posing for a photograph holding assault rifles. I actually, however much you might dislike them, I think that would be unfair. I just don't think, I cannot conceive of that. Talk about two peoples divided by a common language, which I think was George Bernard Shaw and not Oscar Wilde, as I suggested yesterday. I always like to correct these things. I know how much you care. So what is the Christmas card of the congressman and his children holding assault rifles supposed to tell me, or you, or anyone else who sees or receives it? That's what I want to pin down, if I can. 0345 6060 973 is the number that you need. And I mean, we'll probably broaden it as well into the question of how do Americans process another school shooting? Is there a danger of fatigue kicking in? Is it now just an occupational hazard of being in America? You send your children to school every day knowing there is a slim but real possibility that they could get shot in school. I can't keep expressing incredulity or bemusement, but it is just unthinkable, isn't it? And yet there it is. Merry flipping Christmas.